The first roadmap has hit the towers, but what about a second roadmap? This is the classic roadmap right here. We aren't here, we are here, just after Midnight WoW's launch. But what happens after BlizzCon? And in this roadmap right here, I am going to show you guys what Classic Plus looks like depending on when it launches, and based on when it launches, how it actually looks like, and some of the most common questions that I get asked as a Classic Plus Andy who does nothing but yap about Classic Plus for 6 hours a day. Now, we start right here. BlizzCon September 2026. Now, at BlizzCon, we know they're announcing Classic, but this isn't even a maybe or a ha or a what if. It's mostly just a guarantee at this exact point that we are getting a Classic Plus announcement. Agron has teased enough things. Holly Longdale, the recent clip with S-Fan, quite literally saying, I'll talk to you later about Plus. They've teased so much, we know Classic Plus is coming. I don't want to hear people in the comments going, but Classic Plus isn't real. Shut the fuck up, it is real. Now, the first potential date that we can get Classic Plus is November, and sometime in November. It could be the first, second, third, or fourth week. The date doesn't matter. The realistic time frame is either a September stealth drop, so September 30th, like the last week of September, they drop Classic Plus, or they drop it in November of 2026. If it doesn't come out in September or November, it's not coming out in 2026. They're not going to launch it in December, they're not going to launch it in October or any other date. It's going to be a BlizzCon stealth drop, but they're going to give us like 60 days hype cycle, and then it launches November, give or take. Now, to be fair, I said not October, but it could be October, right? But, you know, unlikely. Now, before I discuss the actual phases and launch, the other two dates are Q1 or Q2. It is coming out before the third half of 2027. So before we get to Q3 or Q4 of 2027, we will be in Classic Plus. I am beyond confident. I have gotten most dates correct. November, Q1, or Q2. If it's Q1, I think it's going to be a March release date. If it's Q2, I think it's going to be around May. Those are the more realistic dates in my opinion, mostly because that's the dates where Blizzard has released a lot of products in the past, or most companies typically release them based on those dates for quarterly or earning reports or things of that nature. Now, we've gotten this out the way. Roadmap said, roadmap done. The second part is what the roadmap itself actually looks like. The launch experience. And the bigger question is, are we getting level bands? And if we are giving level bands, for how many level brackets? Is it going to be 10 to 25, 25 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60 like Season of Discovery? A lot of people didn't really like that, and I understand why they didn't. It kind of took away from the experience, and then Phase 3 was such a dog shit experience, it quite literally killed Season of Discovery, and the recovery, while it was starting to recover, took a long time for people to come back. So if there is a level band, how are they going to do it this time around? And we'll touch that in a second. But the second part that comes with it, what is the launch content for Classic Plus? What exactly would they be launching with, right? So let's get some obvious things out the way. What is very likely to be launched in Classic Plus at the launch? New class race combinations. You've got your Dwarf Shaman, you've got your Tauren Paladin, or your Undead, your Forsaken Paladins, right? You then, of course, will have like Human Hunter, some new, like, you know, some nice little cosmetic class changes that people would like or enjoy. The second thing that is 100% coming is balancing. They're going to be retuning a lot of classes. Prot Pally will have Taunt, things like that. New racials. Both sides will get Fear Ward for all the priests. You can just pick or choose how you do that. Or they might even remove racials and make it so it's a thing you just go and learn, everybody gets the same thing. Weapon skill. They're probably going to either adjust weapon skills a little bit, or just give everybody a +5, or just give more weapons and more utility so you don't feel like you need to go get Edge Masters as a Horde player or as a non-human player. So those are just the basic things, right? We know there's going to be class adjustments, we know there's going to be some new class race combinations. The maybe part is what comes with these classes. What is the power level? How much power are they giving us? How far are they taking it? What exact kind of power levels are we looking at as players here? Season of Discovery, they've admitted it was way too far. They've said it as well. They said they just threw things at a board, saw what sticks, saw what worked, what didn't work, so they could learn and get some data. So we know that for Classic Plus, we are not getting solid levels of power. but is it going to be TBC? Is it going to be in between Classic and TBC? So instead of level 70 power, are we going to be at level 65 power? Like, what exactly is that power bracket going to look like? That is a big topic of discussion, because a lot of people loved how powerful we were by the end of Sod. But it was so powerful that we were doing Wrath, if not Cataclysm numbers, in Scarlet Enclave. In Naxxramas, people were doing 20,000 damage. Now, I know you got a huge power boost in Naxxramas from the tier thing they added into the game, and how it worked, the Sanctified gear. But that's kind of beside the point. So, now that we've covered our class balance, what else is guaranteed? New zones, new dungeons, new raids. But the big question, will new raids be in Classic Plus at launch? It's a genuinely rather big question that a lot of people have asked, a lot of people have been talking about for a while. Will we be getting new raids before the 4 main raid tiers, or are we getting new raids after the 4 main raid tiers? Are we going through Phase 1 Molten Core, Phase 2 Blackwing Left, Phase 3 AQ40, Phase 4 Nax, and then Phase 5 is the new raid tier? Or in this context, it'd be like Phase 8, because, you have your ZGs, you have, the PvP phase, you have those in-between phases, yada, yada, yada. So that is something to consider there as well. Now, in my personal opinion, I feel very certified to say this, but I think we are getting new raids in between each raid tier. I think we'll be opening up with Molten Core and a brand new 20-man raid that'll be launching alongside Molten Core. Another thing that's coming is Flex Raiding. We know for a fact that Flex Raiding is coming. They said it's one of the most successful features they added to Season Discovery. They've talked about it multiple times, how Flex Raiding is one of the biggest highlights of SOD. Almost everybody loved it. I think Flex Raiding is coming for Classic Plus. I think it's going to be it's going to be designed for 20-man content, and then you can bring up to 40 people. But the raid will be designed around 20 man. So you'll get Molten Core as a 20-man raid as Phase 1, and then a brand new 10-man raid in this context as ZG/AQ20. And I think that would be a solid start to Classic Plus, not Season Discovery. That's a dead right now. But then Phase 2, I think they're going to be doing new experiences and new things that they're planning on trying with the game. So for example, in Molten Core, we know for a fact that they're going to be stealing shit from TWoW, Project Epoch, all the private servers. We know they're being monitored, we know they're being watched, we know those private server content, the private server stuff is being seen. So when Molten Core gets brand new wings in all these private servers, you know what they're going to do? 3, 4, 5 new bosses in Molten Core, retweaked bosses in Molten Core, brand new wings in Molten Core, a Dark Iron wing, some new elementals, some new things. They're going to expand Molten Core and make it a better, more expansive experience. They haven't forgotten the ginormous roasting they got for the IKEA fucking meatball at the end of Molten Core. Y'all remember it? The brand new raid, the brand new boss, heat level 3, original raid, giant fucking flying IKEA meatball. We fought John Molten Core. The biggest meme back after Phase Molten Core in Season Discovery was, are we facing John Blackwing Lair at the end? Are we facing John Encourage? Are we gonna be facing John Naxxramas? Like, people were memeing, right? People were making fun of the whole experience, but that's effectively a conversation that needs to be had. They didn't have a single artist. They borrowed a retail artist to make the IKEA meatball. The Classic dev team at the time that Molten Core launched in SOD was about 8 people or less. They're now over 40 fucking people. I think the number might even be close to 55, but I don't know. I know it's like 42 people something plus. I don't know the exact amount of employees working at the Classic dev team, just that they've got a shit ton more compared to what they used to have. So they have artists, they have their own team now, they've got their own development cycle. They're not reliant on retail and going to the retail dev team being like, please, give me one artist. They have their own artists now. They don't have to go on their knees and beg the retail team to give them some assets. Molten Core, new wings, new boss, new yada yada. Then in between Phase 1 and Phase 2, that's where we're going to be seeing the biggest changes. Because we are getting new zones. That's pretty much a guarantee. They're going to be finishing Gilneas. They're going to be doing the Highlands. Not Twilight, because it wasn't Twilight until Deathwing. The Highlands, Grimbertal as an experience. We're going to be seeing the South Seas, Talabim, north of Moonglade. We're going to be seeing all these zones get finished. Northern Stratholme, for example, we have the Scarlet Enclave, in this context, the eastern side of the Eastern Plaguelands. So many zones are unfinished in Vanilla WoW. For example, there's a ginormous hub south of Silithus. No, Silithus itself, the city doesn't extend all the way down. There was meant to be a huge experience between, it was meant to be a PvP battleground type zone where you were meant to go there and compete. It was forced PvP. It was meant to have like objectives, kind of almost like a very shitty MMO MOBA. It was meant to be there south of Ankara. They could finish that. Uldum, the zone, the raid, the experience. Don't also forget Ajara Crater. There's so many unfinished elements of the world, so we're getting new zones. That's a guarantee. It's not a maybe, it's a guarantee. So, we have zones. We have raids. New dungeons, it's pretty much an expectation at this point. We are getting brand new dungeons. I don't know which ones, because they could get any dungeon, right? Like, it's not even limited to a specific zone. They could just create new shit, pull it out your asshole. Legit, spread them cheeks, pull out a dungeon. You have unlimited options. They could turn Jintalor into a whole mega dungeon. This ginormous dungeon that, you have the open world Jintalor, then you have the even bigger Jintalor that's an instance location. They can take a location, make it instance, and expand that location. They can make the mine in Elwyn Forest a full-blown open world, or not open world, a full-blown instance dungeon that is even bigger in-game because it's an instance location now. You aren't limited to just making Demonfall Canyon where you just do a one-to-one of the open world. A lot of dungeons are bigger than their outside location. Wailing Caverns is huge. You've all seen 720 Zone, amazing content creator, great videos. Big inspiration to me. A lot of my upcoming videos are going to be showcasing Classic Plus in more detail and my hypothetical how the zones look based on the kind of content he's done. Phenomenal creator. You guys should check out 720 Zone. But nonetheless, you see the potential of Classic Plus between the Phase 1, the Phase 2, Phase 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 onwards. But now I do want to go back to level bans. If they do level bans, it would make sense for the world, so you're forced to experience brand new zones. For this context, Turtle WoW made a zone called Ambershire. It's north of Alwyn, south of Dunmoreau, west of the Blasted Lands, of the Searing Gorge and Blackrock. So this zone is this duchy of the human kingdom, of the human empire of Stormwind, and it was this amazing zone, some amazing storytelling. It was beautiful, just full of life and character. It was an original zone, through and through, completely original. There was no such thing as Ambershire lore-wise, none of this duchy, none of this content. All of that was completely made originally by the TWoW dev team. And kudos to them. But Blizzard could quite literally steal it or make their own version. There are so many parts of the world map that they could literally just add a brand new zone, a brand new hub, a brand new 10-man or 5-man mega dungeon or a 10-man level up raid. And they could create an experience where you're forced to enjoy this PvP or this dungeon or this content, right? And the big issue with SOD was the fact that it lasted 10 weeks for each level up bracket phase. 1 to 25 was just about 12 weeks. 25 to 40 was just under 10 weeks. 40 to 50 was, I think, 12 weeks as well. And then, of course, 50 to 60, then the raid came out, yada, yada. If they were to do a level bracket in this context, I know not everybody wants level bans, but if we were to do level bans, think of it like this. 1 to 30, brand new zone, 2 big cap zones for the level 30 bracket, to make level 30 bracket leveling experience better. Then, of course, with that level 30 experience, you get a brand new level up raid, you get a new PvP hub, people get to enjoy it, and they do 4 weeks. Then, you have 30 to 45, or straight from 30 to 60. And then you showcase either the brand new level 45 zones, or the brand new level 60 zones. You don't have to do many, you don't have to do a lot of these goddamn level up experience with these level bans, but just 1 or 2 done right, designed beautifully, added in context to the world, without dragging out forever, would make the player base truly enjoy what it means to enjoy a level ban. SOD did it wrong. Now, you could just completely drop level bans and not do level bans at all, and I would still be okay with that. because people like me will still go back and enjoy the new zones. But if you want everybody forced to enjoy it, you do a level band. In my opinion, I think the perfect way to do it is 1 to 30 or 1 to 40 and then 40 to 60. And it's 4 to 6 weeks or 8 weeks max. You do one goddamn, just a singular level band. And then the next level band takes you to max level. I think that is the sweet spot and the best way to do it. 3 level bands is pushing it. You could do 3 if the third one is quite literally just max level. That would be okay. But I think 1 level band and then max level is peak for a lot of people. 8 weeks with a lot of new stuff, a lot of new PvP, a lot of new dungeons and content around the level 30 or 40 bracket that make people enjoy the world, right? I think that's what they need to do, is make people give a shit about the world. I think the way the phases should work, in my opinion, is this. Phase 1, the launch experience, right? You launch level 40 or level 30 level bracket, you're there for 6 weeks. Then 30, 40 to level 60. At max level, you unlock the 2 brand new or 3 brand new end game zones. A level 50 zone, a level 60 zone, and a level 60 elite zone. And in these zones, you have new dungeons, you have new raids, new open world PvP. You have all these events and things that get together. So the way that should work is phase 1 should have only a 10-man raid, and phase 2 should be the first 20-man raid. If we are opening it with Molten Core as the first major raid tier, it shouldn't drop until phase 2. So level band, level 60 phase with the world and the zone. Then the first major phase should be the first brand new raid, that should be phase 2. Then phase 3, you add like brand new 10-man raids. And then of course you keep going, new zones, new PvP, Ajara Crater, new open world PvP, VE events. You add more content over time. Now, a big discussion I've seen and heard a lot is, how long should a raid tier be? Back in original vanilla, it took 5 months for people to clear Molten Core. 5 months. It was a long time in the original vanilla. In TBC back in 2007, they launched, Kara, Mag, Gruul, SSC, and TTK all at once. You can't do that with the modern player base because they'll just go and clear all the content immediately. I think the phases should be 16 weeks to a raid tier. So it should be 4 months for a raid tier. And I think it should be 4 months for a raid tier, and then you should have, a brand new, not necessarily a level up raid or a catch up raid, but a new 10-man raid or a new endgame max level dungeon every, I want to say, 3 to 6 months on top of that. So you would have phase 2, Molten Core. Then phase 3 would be something in between. Every 8 weeks should be a phase. Like a retail does that really well. Not every single patch needs to be massive. It doesn't need to go from, in this context, 11.18 to 11.19 or 11.20. You can go 11.18, 11.18.1, 11.18.5, 11.18.7, then 11.19. So, phase 1 would be 11.18. It would just be 1.18, right? So I don't know what I was saying, 1.18. Then phase 2 would be 18.1. Then phase 3 would be 1.18.5. Then phase 4 would be 1.18.7. Then 1.19 would be the brand new raid tier. Vice versa, you keep going. It should take about 1 year for 2 raid tiers. Well, 3 raid tiers, because I said 16 weeks, so 4 months per raid tier. And I think that would be the smoothest official timeline overall. Because Classic Plus on launch needs to be so stacked, so decked full of content, that it just makes people not have anything else they want to play. We're not competing with retail, we're not competing with old school RuneScape, we're not competing with other people, we're competing with the people that have quit. The whole point of Classic Plus is people that don't want to play TBC, they don't want to play Anniversary, they don't want to play retail, they want to play something new. They want to come back to WoW. The Classic player base is going to play Classic Plus no matter what. Whether they hate it or love it, they're going to play it. You can't please or make every single person happy, but you have to make the majority happy. And that's not by making the content trivial or piss easy or worthless. It's by making content that respects people's time, by making content that makes people feel heard and valued, by making content that brings everybody together to have an overall experience where they're forever looking forward to the future. Because one of the biggest highlights of Season of Discovery was looking forward to upcoming content. From 2023's BlizzCon, you quite literally had people theory crafting when the Scarlet Enclave raid, when Karazhan Crypts, when this amazing stuff they teased that BlizzCon was gonna come. We got it at Phase 7 and Phase 8. And that's the whole point of Classic Plus, is making the experience feel good for everybody, and people keep looking forward to the future. You as a retail player may not like the current season, the current phase, the current tier, and that's okay, because you'll take a break and come back to the next one. As a Classic fan, oh my god, I don't want to play Molten Core. Well then come back in 4 months when the next raid tier is, guess what? A brand new location. Is Grimbatol's first raid gets announced in, say, Phase 3 of the first new raid tier after Molten Core. That is the big thing with the game. It has to last 5, 10, 15, 20 years. I'm not even going to talk about, power creep and all the bullshit that comes with forever horizontal, vertical scaling mix-up, because Classic WoW isn't a horizontal game. It's a vertical game cosplaying a horizontal game. So that's a whole topic for a whole different video. A game made for everybody is a game made for no one. But a game made for a specific audience will attract everyone. So you make the game you want to make and the people will come. But if you make a game for everybody, everyone is going to quit. The devs need to make a good Classic Plus experience that they're looking forward to, that they want to enjoy, that they think that people would enjoy. And just make the best possible game, because the community will build itself around it. SOD had a die-hard dedicated audience who loved SOD. The people who left at the end of SOD didn't play Anniversary, didn't play other things, they went to TWoW or private servers or just quit the game. The majority didn't just go and start playing Anniversary or retail, they just took a break from World of Warcraft, period. Make a game for the people you want. Pick your audience and make a game for them, because everybody else will come. No matter how problematic SOD is, no matter how problematic everything else about it was, you make a game for the community you want to cultivate and let the community build up and from there. Thank you for coming to my dog shit TED Talk. I hope you liked this video. If you did, like and subscribe. If you didn't, understandable. Dislike and subscribe anyway so you can leave a creative hate comment. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in my Mount Hyjal video on the real Mount Hyjal that they hid from you. Peace, everybody.